A ver qué tal está. Lo dicho, son 20 minutos en total, de los cuales 14 son gameplay. Y está centrado en el juego de Hogwarts, No va a haber más anuncios ni nada. Pum, pum. A ver. Voy a subir el volumen, voy a estar atento al volumen. Warner Bros. Games. Portkey Games. Wizarding World igual es alguna compañía asociada. Work in Progress. Gameplay y cinemática. En un kit de desarrollo de PS5.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Portkey Games no sé qué es. O sea, ese como subtítulo, no sé lo que significa.
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world. But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Este ya, por ejemplo, no me gusta, la verdad. Pero bueno, a ver. Que no hay un personaje claro en un juego así, no le veo tampoco la gracia, la verdad.
You will then need to attend classes, and you do have some catching up to do, as you were starting Hogwarts late, as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes, to name a few.
Ah, hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin?
De artes oscuras, ¿no?
Of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Un duelo.
You may begin.
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects
¿Qué edad tienen? ¿Qué edad tienen los que tienen 16 años o 18 mínimo, vamos? ¿Qué edad tienen, tío, los estudiantes? ¿No era a partir de los 12 años?
You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways.
Acción.
As well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve. You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to explore before. It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However,
la historia, tío. ¿Cuál es la historia del juego?
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the Headless Hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here.
El Nick casi decapitado.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum. ones designed to help you catch up with the other 5th years at your own speed.
Lumos.
Un peligroso
Opportunities for
misterio.
adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your
Los escenarios tienen pinta de ser bonitos, Hay escenarios que tienen pinta de ser muy bonitos.
By working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting
¿Flitch? ¿Ha dicho el profesor Flitch? Se llamaba así.
The safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have
¿Y puede estar vivo?
opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical
A ver la
force,
jugabilidad.
powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between
¿No
the
atacan los
goblins and
enemigos
dark
o...?
wizards.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. But all
No me ha gustado el combate ahí. El poco movimiento que he visto yo ahí no me ha convencido,
a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet. Let's go.
Qué bonito esto, Chulo. El mismo efecto cuando...
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses.
No me gustan los movimientos, tío. Hay algo en los movimientos, en las animaciones que no me gustan, tío.
While some may attack directly, others might enchant and incapacitate.
Hay algo en los movimientos que no me gustan, tío.
Shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
Hay algo que no me convence.
Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations. Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness. Slam with Descendo.
Vale, hay cosas que no terminan de convencerme en lo relacionado al combate. Cosas de las animaciones y tal, pero bueno, igual después a la hora de jugarlo cambia.
Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style. On your path to become the ultimate duelist.
Vale. Supongo que las magias se podrán evolucionar, supongo. Y depende del nivel, pues será más potente. Talentos y habilidades.
You'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents and skills
Invisibilidad.
to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade
Determinar
your
retos para
spells,
conseguir experiencia a
charms,
lo largo
and
del mundo.
potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic. You can also loot, buy or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be upgraded and specialized.
Son ingredientes para crearte ropas o mejorar la ropa que tienes. ¿Y eso en el colegio? En el colegio los estudiantes se tienen que crear su ropa.
Spells are not the only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to further your magical education at Hogwarts, progressing your development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions that can increase your power when you need a boost. Grow and deploy magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay. You can even unleash deadly mandrake.
¿Irá a 60 o 30 FPS este juego? Irá a 30 o 60.
In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions. And over time, you'll learn their stories.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
But what happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again.
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic
Es una pena que es una mierda que no hay un protagonista.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Welcome to the Room of Requirement.
¿Eso era la habitación de los deseos? ¿Puede ser? Era la habitación de los deseos, ¿no?
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement. You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you. Since you need to catch up to your peers, the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants, brew potions, and upgrade your gear. A helpful house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it?
Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality and magical specialties.
¿En serio? O sea, se centra... ¿Lo veis? Esto no me gusta. Que se centre en estas cosas no me gusta.
You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require.
Pero bueno.
From potion ingredients and recipes to seeds for magical plants.
Mucho crafteo estoy viendo yo. Mucho crafteo, mucha ropa así para hacer cosas. Eso no me...
But Hogsmeade
Que se
also
centren
has
tanto
its
en eso.
dangerous side. A band of dark witches and wizards emboldened by the turmoil of the times wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest.
Se ve guay.
As the
Verse se
school
ve de
year
puta madre.
progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with lightning or sunshine,
Clima
or
dinámico.
coat the ground with snow or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell, and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at Hogwarts. Magical beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers
Dios,
and their
qué
traps.
jazos.
If you're feeling benevolent, you can rescue them and restore them to health in the Room of Requirement.
Hostia, estos son caballos de estos que solo
But there
ven
are
la gente que
dangers
está a punto de
beyond your
morir.
understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards. Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path.
Dios, Avada
Master
Kedavra.
spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world. Here.
¿Un lago?
In Hogwarts Legacy.
Ah, no tenía fecha. Para finales de año. No está mal, tiene buena pinta. Hay cosas que no me convencen y tal, pero tiene buena pinta. Lo que no me gusta es que no han hablado nada de historia, nada. Se han centrado demasiado en que si para craftear tu zona, tu casita, tu ropa, tus pociones. Demasiado, se han centrado demasiado en eso. Pero bueno, de aquí a que salga, supongo que hablarán de su historia.
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts, makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions. We're creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world.
Sí, acaban de terminar el gameplay, ahora están hablando. Ha sido un gameplay hablando por secciones, que si las mecánicas, los personajes, no sé qué, y mientras mostraron gameplay.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding World that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
¿Dónde quieres que monte, tío? Son brujos, ¿dónde van a montar? ¿En una moto?
Now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic.
A mí lo que no me ha convencido, lo que me gusta es que se han centrado demasiado en el crafteo de pociones, retos y crafteo de equipo. Se han visto muchos escenarios, ¿no? y tal, pero no han hecho mención a la historia que puede haber detrás. Solo había una película, no veo otras más. Yo las he visto todas. Y me leí los libros de pequeño.
A piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff common room. You know, as a Hufflepuff, you always wonder, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an entirely new wizarding world that no one's ever experienced.
When people engage in the
Lo que es una basura son las películas de animales fantásticos. Eso es una mierda.
What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these figures? And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
how to bring Hogwarts to life.
Las últimas películas del universo de Hogwarts y Harry Potter y tal.
Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students.
Hay cosas que no me han terminado de gustar. Puede estar bien, pero hay cosas que no me terminan de gustar. No de gustar, sino de convencer. Para lo que esperaba. O me espero.
Adding a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do, because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a
Es que yo creo que sería mejor. Yo creo que.
I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy. It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built.
Es que ya
Hogwarts Legacy.
El concepto de que niños. Cuando fui pequeño y tal me gustó, pero ya cuando vas madurando, el hecho de que los niños sean los que derroten a los malos, a los villanos superpoderosos, es como ¿qué hacen los profesores? Tocándose el coño y las pelotas, ¿o qué?
On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
Yo creo que podrían haberlo evolucionado. Podrían haber evolucionado. Podrían haber... Sí, muy bien. Hasta la próxima.